So I think that's why we see more coaches sticking to their philosophy, sticking to their beliefs, and if it goes wrong, then it's on their own head.
Goal kick for Liverpool, by the way, and they've got the ball deep with Van Dijk, who rolls it into the feet of Szoboszlai midway inside his own half. And now Southampton will press, and that's a bit of a misplaced pass from Szoboszlai. Put Konate under a bit of pressure, and now Bradley is under a bit of pressure. Gives it back to Konate. He's forced to go long, and Southampton will pick up possession with Lallana, 15 yards inside the Liverpool half. But Szoboszlai's done really well to win it back, and now Liverpool might be able to break. They've got it in the centre circle with Szoboszlai. Plays it out onto the left-hand side. Robertson chips it ahead of him to Cody Gakpo. Southampton backpedaling. Gakpo's going to strike one. Good save, McCarthy. Low down to his right-hand side. At a stretch. Solid save. But Liverpool there, they just managed to find a way out on the break, and it's a corner for Liverpool.
They did, and once that ball arrived on the left-hand side to Gakpo, he only had one thing. It was pure intent. He caught it in his right foot, and he unleashes a wonderful shot. Again, low down to McCarthy's near post. But again, Southampton goalkeeper is equal to it.
0-0, 26 minutes gone, 5 live at BBC Sounds. Southampton 0, Liverpool 0. In it comes right-footed. Nunez is bouncing around in the penalty area. It's cleared away partially. Liverpool got a chance to cross it back in again, and it's headed away from Southampton. Conor Bradley should pick up possession though. Ball bouncing towards the touchline. First time ball back inside to Salah, and Salah has had to go all the way back to Andy Robertson. Edge of the centre circle. Now Jones, lip of the centre circle and scurrying forward. Nice from Jones. Szoboszlai, midway inside the Southampton half, centre field. Little bit of room here and a strike coming in, and McCarthy has to be there again from distance. Just, they allowed Curtis Jones there just to have a pop, and McCarthy's made 3 saves in the last 5 minutes.
And they've all been in exactly the same place, but it's like the magnet to that bottom corner in the Southampton goal.
Jones, bit sloppy that from Southampton. They gave away possession. Liverpool have got it. Midway inside their half. Left. Hand side, Jones, little drag. Gives it to Robertson, who gives it out. Outside of him, then goes on one of those little scurrying runs with his lime green boots on. Gakpo just gives it back inside though, and it's all the way back with Konate, and Arne Slot is beckoning his team forward.
Sei impegnata quando arriva qualcuno?
Liverpool, but that was something that Flynn Downs will not want to see again. Let's go back, because I interrupted Connie there for the half-time Scotland versus Australia. Connie, where were you?
I'll forgive you for that, don't worry. A goal always trumps anything else. Yeah, half-time, Scotland ahead. Scotland 7, Australia 3. It was a penalty from Australia that got them off the mark, no other least so. And then the Australian-born Scotland captain, would you believe, fires back one of the easiest tries he'll ever score, and in front of his granny, Sione Tuipulotu. And it was his granny, you might not have heard this, but all the newspaper reports have been about her recently. Jackie has flown over from Oz to surprise him, and then Finn Russell converted, which means at half-time it is Scotland 7, Australia 3.
Thank you, Connie. Liverpool leading by a goal to nil after half an hour. I'm alongside the former Crystal Palace and Brighton striker, Glenn Murray.
And it goes back to what we were saying at the top of the show about Russell Martin can set his team up and he can get them to play his philosophy, but he can't help individual mistakes like Flynn Downs there. I understand he wants Flynn to play, but he wasn't playing there. He was clearing it. It was a bad clearance. And when you give it to Liverpool on the edge of the 18-yard box, you can only do it a few times and they will punish you.
Well, they've got possession here of Southampton in the Liverpool territory. And it's Kyle Walker-Peters going to the edge of the penalty area, puts in a shot, takes a deflection, and it rolls out for a corner to Southampton on the right-hand side.
Yeah, goodbye Southampton, a little bit of a reaction. Walker-Peters getting in down the left-hand side here, just swapped for a moment with Ryan Fraser. He whips the ball in, takes a little nick, and I just wonder at the back post, could Anucci just stick a leg out, try and redirect that back on goal. But Southampton settle for a corner.
They're taking their time. I think Tyler Dibley's going to take it, but they've only just talked about it, him and Adam Lallana. But he is going to trot across and take this corner on the far side, in front of the Liverpool fans in that corner. Most of them standing, the safe standing section. He's gone short to Lallana. That's what they were talking about. Dibling's got a chance to cross, but it just took too long to get to him, the ball, and it's been blocked. Hooked away by Robertson, only as far as the centre-back Stevens. And now with a big chance, it's Flynn Downs to strike it. Good save by Kelleher. Low down to his right-hand side. He gets a big hug from Konate, and it's out for a corner to Southampton.
Well, it was actually a role reversal. It was Liverpool's left-back this time who tries to clear it, doesn't get it out of his 18-yard box. Eventually it falls to Flynn Downs, who gets really good purchase on his shot across Kelleher, who is equal to. It keeps Liverpool ahead.
That would have been a moment, wouldn't it? You give away a goal at one end and score one within 2 minutes at the other end. 1-0 Liverpool lead. Corner here from Southampton. Lead, rather. Headed away at the near post. Doesn't beat the first man there, Fernandez. And it's a throw in to Southampton, midway inside the Liverpool half on the left-hand side. And they've had a little reaction. Liverpool are just sitting a little bit deeper than they were, and they've just come out of their shape, Southampton, and they've got some possession in the Liverpool half, level with the penalty area. Walker-Peters challenged by Szoboszlai, who started the game, I think, brilliantly. Apparently he was very, very good for Hungary in international duty in the week. Scored against Germany from the penalty spot, 98th minute. And he started well here.
Yeah, he has indeed. He's a very classy footballer, I would say. Easy on the eye, the way his technique, the way he plays the ball, the way he passes it. Some say the pass appreciation, but yeah, it's very cultured footballer, the Liverpool number 8.
Very much like your punditry, I find, Glenn, actually.
Well,
if
you said my playing, I knew you'd be lying.
Liverpool in possession, halfway line. Gravenberg, Robertson. Liverpool just happy to keep it for a moment, leaning by a goal to nil. And they do very well once they're leading. Liverpool, they've won all 12 when going ahead this season in all competitions. So first goal for Liverpool this season has meant a win as the ball's drifted forward. The go long Liverpool haven't gone long very often, but the ball's just sort of held up in the wind, and you can see Southampton defenders not sure where it's going to drop. And that's a really good bit of ratting around from Darwin Núñez, who gets fouled, and it's a free kick after all his work off the ball there. Núñez, free kick to Liverpool, 10 yards inside the Southampton half. Yeah, but it's Flynn Downs again in that central centre-back position. He has time. He has 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 touches. Still doesn't really decide what he wants to do, and it gives it the time for Darwin Núñez to get around him, to get a toe on the ball, and then he ends up, he fouls Darwin Núñez. Just needs to move the ball a little bit quicker, Flynn Downs. Yeah, not his natural position. Obviously, he's playing in today, Flynn Downs, and he has been carrying a little injury as well. He gave away the ball for the goal as Gravenberg comes forward. he was flapping his arms about there as he was running with the ball, Gravenberch. I thought he'd done his hamstring for a minute. There is a player down, and it is Adam Lallana, and it was off the ball, and that doesn't usually equal good news. And the physio and the doctor are on to have a look at Adam Lallana, who's sitting near the halfway line, number 10 on his back right now, the 36-year-old.
Yeah, he is, and it's actually Virgil van Dijk that's gone over to him. Obviously, former teammates, giving him a bit of reassurance, but Adam Lallana rubbing his left hamstring. Very nice of the Liverpool players in the ascendancy to put the ball out. Szoboszlai decides to put it out. We're just watching a rerun of the goal, and it doesn't get any better for Flynn Downs. The way he tries, it's on his left foot. He can actually play it out of the side of the pitch if he wants to, but he decides to swivel and try and play it straight up the middle of the pitch, gets no purchase on the ball. It's a really weak clearance, and Szoboszlai, he doesn't have to do much to control it, and once he's controlled it on that cultured left foot of his, he's not going to miss the target from 17 yards out, and he whips it so well into that far corner, so easy. But that's what Liverpool have been waiting for. That's what Arne Slot's done his homework on all week. They knew that Southampton would make a mistake at some point.
Didn't rush it though, did he? He was so composed, and it was pinpoint in off the post. And I'm afraid Adam Lallana has picked up, looks like a little muscle injury here, and he'll be so disappointed at that, because at 36 you don't know how many days like this you've got left against your old club, and on this kind of stage, top of the league Liverpool, he'd have been really looking forward to this game, so that's sad to see him going off.
Yeah, it is sad to see him going off. He had some lovely little touches in the game already, and obviously he's a player that Southampton are looking towards to try and dictate play and try and get them out of this low block they find themselves in sometimes, but unfortunately, yeah, picked up a little muscle injury, it looked like.
He has been booked as well, Adam Lallana. So Joe Aribo comes on and will take his place, like for like, in that central midfield area. Liverpool leading by a goal to nil. 8 minutes plus added time to half-time on 5 Live. Don't forget, we've got the Ipswich-Manchester United game coming later. Really looking forward to that, with your team of Alistair Bruce Ball and Mark Schwarzer. And while I'm on the subject of ABB, he's added another podcast to his repertoire as ABB, the Commentator's View, available on Fridays. Really enjoyed the first one. You can find it, of course, on BBC Sounds, alongside the Fantasy 606 podcast, which I'm a big fan of. Liverpool in deep possession. Now they've got the lead, they can dictate a little bit in possession, and they can just knock the ball around, Glenn, and know that they've got that lead, and that Southampton need to come at them a bit.
Yeah, they can. They're in control of the football game now. I feel as though they've been in control for large periods of this game. Probably not been as quite as energetic as what we usually see them.
Well, they have just given the ball away, and Dibbling gets it to Aribo, and now to Walker-Peters, and Aribo with good work in the penalty area, gets a cross in, comes off a Liverpool defender, it was Konate, and then kind of hits Adam Armstrong in the chest, and it's gone behind for a goal kick for Liverpool. But that was a nice little piece of play around the byline from Aribo.
Yeah, it was really nice, and there was a moment there where Gravenberch goes crashing into his back, and I just wondered if he goes over the referee definitely gives a penalty. Like we've seen Adam Armstrong try and buy one earlier. I think that would have been given.
The Saints go marching in, ringing around St Mary's. Southampton have lost 9 of 11 Premier League games. No team has lost more than 9 after 12 matches and stayed in the Premier League. So if they were to win this, Liverpool, no teams come back from where Southampton are in Premier League history. Very much still early stages, and this is a good little bit of space for Tyler Dibbling. Into the penalty area, goes down. Big decision, surely it's a penalty, is it? Yes! I mean, I just couldn't see whether he got a nick on the ball. I didn't think so. And a really positive run from the 18-year-old into the Liverpool penalty area, and it is a penalty for Southampton.
I actually think it's Virgil van Dijk who tries to step in, and Achu just manages to stay with him, gets a nick on the ball. It falls to Tyler Dibbling, who just picks it up, and about 10 yards inside the Liverpool half, he just injects a yard of pace, 10 yards of pace, just drifts away. I'm just watching a rerun of VAR, looking at all this. I think that the contact could be outside of the area. This is so tight. I actually think it's quite clear there. Robertson, both feet outside the area. This isn't going to be a penalty.
I think you're right. It's one of those where his momentum takes him quite a long way into the penalty area. Once Robertson it is who makes contact with him, but I don't think the initial contact, as Glenn said, is inside the penalty area. Both of Robertson's feet, both of Dibling's feet are outside. This will be a free kick right on the edge for Southampton rather than a penalty. And when you're down at the bottom and you're hoping for some luck, that is 3 inches away from being a penalty.
Yeah, it is. It's really, well, we're still waiting to find the view that we can see. It looks like it's not a penalty. Really positive by Dibling, I must say, with the way he's picked up, the way he's drove at the Liverpool defence, committing players. Oh, and he's given it.
Well, that's a surprise to us.
That is a big surprise.
Michael Oliver it was who made that call as the VAR decided that that was inside the penalty area. And I tell you what, on 6:06 later, Liverpool fans might well be talking about that decision. Adam Armstrong has a chance to score his 6th Premier League goal in his 77th Premier League appearance. It would be his 2nd goal against Liverpool. Armstrong wearing number 9, stands with his arms by his side. Kelleher in yellow, bouncing on his line. Armstrong, save Kelleher, back to Armstrong and scores on the follow-up. Southampton are level at St Mary's. Contentious penalty, missed, but scored on the follow-up. And the Saints are back level. Southampton 1, Liverpool 1.
You're very right, it was a contentious penalty, and I can actually see Arnie Slot having to go at the ball official, but that doesn't matter because the Southampton fans are on their feet and they're happy. It takes 2 bites of the cherry for Adam Armstrong. First penalty, right down the middle. Kelleher stays big. Luckily for the Southampton man, it falls back onto him. Hits it with his left foot low, hard into the back of the net. Another bite of the cherry. Liverpool 1, Southampton 1.
Left-footed half volley. Adam Armstrong just came back lovely into his path, took it on the half volley with his left foot, hit the underside, hit like Kelleher's hamstring as he was sort of spreading himself to try and make the block, and just went into the back of the net. So through the goalkeeper's legs, Kelleher. It wasn't the best penalty you've ever seen from Adam Armstrong.
That doesn't matter, John. It ended up where it needed to be.
Well, I was going to say it was a good save from Kelleher, but
any save is a good goal, a save from a goalkeeper from a penalty. In all fairness,
all right.
Really unfortunate where it's landed from the Liverpool goalkeeper, but Adam Armstrong wasn't going to miss at a second attempt. One thing I will say, Adam Armstrong had that ball in his hand for a very, very long time, and that can be psychologically damaging.
Oh, they've given it away against Southampton, and here's Cody Gakpo. Gakpo strikes blocked. Gakpo again blocked. It's a left-footed half volley, spins into the air. You think that Southampton are in sort of comfortable possession, then you have to spring into action because they give it away, and Liverpool suddenly have it in the penalty area. That's how they got their goal. Gravenberch into the penalty area, lovely run in towards Nunez. They've still got it here with Jones, twisting and turning. Good defending from Southampton. And now they might well break down the right-hand side. Tyler Dibbling again. Got to give credit to him, and he's on another lovely run here. Tyler Dibbling. This is brilliant from the 18-year-old, but he's just overhit his pass forward, and it'll go through to Kelleher. But it's been so exciting so far when he's picked up possession. Tyler Dibbling.
Yeah, there's just a wave of noise, of anticipation every time he gets the ball, and as soon as he starts that mazy dribble, you know something might be beginning to happen. Been really impressed by him so far, but so important for Southampton on afternoons like this afternoon when you're pinned back for long periods, and quite often, more than often than not, your number 9's also pinned back with you. You haven't got a release, and to have a ball carrier like him is so important.
Yeah, no conclusive evidence that contact stopped once Dibbling moved into the box. I'll admit I've never heard that before.
Well, do you know what?
Have you?
I haven't heard it, but I would encourage everyone to try and watch Match of the Day 2 today and make your own opinions on that, because I thought on my postage-sized stamped screen, little excuse there, that it wasn't a penalty.
Well, I agree with you, but the contact didn't stop once Dibbling was in the penalty area. No conclusive evidence that the contact stopped once Dibbling was in the penalty area. 6 minutes of added time and Liverpool in possession. On the left-hand side, Gakpo with a right-footed cross to the far post. Salah's not really had a sniff of anything so far, and he doesn't get on the end of that cross. Swirling in this strong wind that we've got here. Bradley. Infield to Szoboszlai, scorer of the Liverpool goal. Liverpool in possession with Van Dijk, who's pointing to his head, pointing at the players ahead of him to make runs, frustrated. Glenn Murray, you've spotted something. It's Darwin Núñez, isn't it? Down, injured in the penalty area.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, but Darwin Núñez has been down quite a while, and that's why the Liverpool players weren't really... Just watching it here, there's a coming together, him and Jack Stevens. There's a lot of pushing and shoving. I don't think there's anything really in it. I think it's equal measure for both men there, but Darwin Núñez felt as though the contact was enough to go down and hold his face for a minute or so. The referee's just having a little word with both men now.
Yep, some sorting out to do back there. 1-1. Southampton, Liverpool. A minute into the 6 added at the end of the first half. 5 live. And BBC sounds. More Premier League commentaries than anyone else this season. Well, a big moment this for Liverpool, isn't it? A big moment. 1-1.
Well, now's probably a good time to drop this stat. Liverpool have dropped points in each of their past 4 away game league fixtures against the previous season's championship playoff winners. Very niche, but it's true.
Do you know what? I saw that stat and just thought it's completely irrelevant to today's game. But you never know. It's like a superstition one, that, isn't it? Championship playoff final winners drop points in the last 4 seasons. Is that right? That's the stat, isn't it?
Yeah, Liverpool have dropped points against them. So last year it was Luton.
Yeah. Liverpool are in possession, right-hand side. Now it's Salah. Yard outside the penalty area. Szoboszlai crosses, blocked. He's done some good work defensively there, Joe Aribo. And they've come up with a ball with Onuachu, who is a big old unit, but he's lost possession trying to bring it out. Now he's won it back again. Now he's just skinned Conor Bradley, and he's found Joe Aribo on the left, and they've treated that like it's a goal here at St Mary's. It was brilliant, and that's great from Carl Walker-Peters as well. Down the left-hand side, in towards Aribo, gets a touch to it, but across comes Andy Robertson to intercept. It's a corner. Let's go to the rugby for an update. Scotland, Australia, Connie McLaughlin.
Yeah, I was going to tell you that Scotland were creeping ahead after a Finn Russell penalty, but Australia hit back almost instantly after a low-scoring first half. In the second half, again, it's in the form of a Noah Khaleesi penalty. So it means it is Scotland 10, Australia 6.
Throw for Southampton, left-hand side, 1-1. 3 of the 6 added minutes gone at the end of the first half. Kyle Walker-Peters has got possession near the corner flag. Cuts it onto his left foot. 2 black shirts around him of Liverpool. And then it dribbles out for another throw for Southampton. And Jack Stevens comes across to take the throw-in, but leaves it for Kyle Walker-Peters. Russell Martin in his blue bomber jacket. Hands in pockets. Just shouting some instructions on the edge of the penalty area, pointing. Still wait for the throw to be taken. Now it is. Kyle Walker-Peters. It's closed down by Núñez, and it's another throw for Southampton, their 3rd in a row down here on the left-hand side. Here is Tyler Dibbling. Nice feet from him, but he's dispossessed by Szoboszlai, and then there's a foul on Andy Robertson. No, it's not Andy Robertson, is it? It's Conor Bradley, who's gone down, and he's clutching his left ankle, and it's a free kick for Liverpool, about 10 yards inside the penalty area on the left.
Yeah, a little bit of breathing space for Liverpool as we approach half-time now.
We're just hearing some more on that VAR, Glenn. The penalty that apparently his toe was on the line, and the line is a pen. That's some more coming out of Stockley Park with Michael Oliver, the VAR.
Well, I can't really argue with that because I don't think our screen's good enough to show that.
Agreed.
But it just felt that the contact was made outside from what I could see. But obviously they've had a more detailed look. I'm sure they're right.
Kyle Walker-Peters, nice ball into a rebound. He's been sharp since he came on, but a slip from Fernandez has let Núñez dispossess him, then left-footed. Is that going to find? No, it's not going to find Gakpo on the left-hand side. He's just overhit it. It's a couple now from Núñez. Just hasn't hasn't managed to get it right, passing the ball.
That's an absolutely awful pass from Nunes. He's got Gakpo, who's in a relatively good position, running at the back foot. He just needs to play it down the side of him. And he's got an acre to land it in, and he just plays it way too far, too hard, too high, and it goes out for a Southampton corner. But they are the moments where Liverpool just maybe need to be a little bit cleaner in possession, that transition where they can really get at that back four, or the back five, should I say, of Southampton.
40 seconds of the 6 added minutes remaining, and Liverpool are in possession. In the Southampton half, lip of the centre circle. Gravenberch plays the ball to Salah, who's hardly had a touch in the first half. He's standing on the ball on the left. Gravenberch, centre field. Virgil van Dijk sweeps the ball out to Robertson. Just keeping possession here, Liverpool. This will probably be the last attack of the half, you would think. Canate. Loads of players forward here, Liverpool. Have they got one more chance before we go into the half-time break? Gakpo on the left-hand side is going to run at Fraser. Touches it back to Robertson instead. Takes a little deflection, makes Robertson chase it. We've had the 6 minutes, and that's what the whistles are, and that is the whistle for half-time. The Southampton fans stand and applaud. Liverpool given the lead. You have to say that. Flynn Downs with a poor clearance straight to Szoboszlai, who took a touch and then left-footed, bent it past McCarthy, the goalkeeper, in off the post for 1-0, and then back they came. Tyler Dibling surging through the middle of the pitch, made a brilliant 40-yard run. Robertson came to challenge him near the edge of the penalty area. It looked like a penalty on first viewing. Then we saw the freeze frame and it looked outside. Michael Oliver and Stockley Park said that there was no conclusive evidence that the contact didn't continue into the penalty area, and then a mention of the toe being on the line, and that was 1-1, and that was the story of the half. Glenn Murray.
Yeah, it was a good game of football. I think Arne Slaughter won a little bit more from his Liverpool side, a little bit more energy just to move that ball quicker. I think as far as Russell Martin's concerned, if they can just eradicate those mistakes at the back, those personal mistakes, individual mistakes at the back, then Southampton have been good.
Half-time, Southampton 1, Liverpool 1.
Thank you so much, John and Glenn Murray. Glenn, just stay there for the moment. I just wanted to pick up on a talking point we raised pre-game, and that was that Liverpool would simply have to just wait for Southampton to make a mistake and then simply pick them off, and that was the case of the opening goal. Opta say that Saints have made more errors leading to opposition goals than any other side in the Premier League this season. It's also the joint highest in Europe's top 5 leagues, and it just feels like the definition of insanity, just repeating what they do over and over and over and over again, and it's totally avoidable.
Well, it's a difficult one, that, Aaron, because your managers want you to play out from the back, but then you've got to take responsibility for the situation you're in and where you want to play out from. I don't think it can be pinned on the philosophy of the football club. Flynn Downs should never have cleared that ball that low down the centre of the field. It should have went out wide. It's as simple as that. It was an individual error, and Russell Martin, what can he do about that? Stood on the sidelines. Nothing. He can't do anything about that. All his work's done in the week leading up to the game. Some of Southampton's players have been really good, and I think their balance has been good when they've got forward. They've committed forward. The fans are very much still on side down here. They've been loud, they've been proud. But I think if you can just eradicate those individual mistakes, then they're onto something.
Talk to me about Paul Onuachu. He's getting a lot of love from the home faithful.
Yeah, he's got a really difficult job today, obviously, as a lone 9, and he's doing double the work. He's dropping down as kind of a fifth midfielder, right onto almost his own 18-yard line, and then having to make up those yards and hold it up. And when you're trying to do that against Canate and Van Dijk, 2 huge physical presences, he's done well so far, the Saints number 9.
Brilliant stuff. Glenn, John, thank you so much. Back to St Mary's for the second half in a few moments or so. But first up, let's turn our attention to this afternoon's Rugby Union. And the second half of Scotland against Australia in the Autumn Nations is underway. Connie McLaughlin.
Oh, it's all kicking off here, Aaron. Let me tell you, first of all, that Scotland were ahead by 10 points to 6 against Australia. But they looked as if they were stick on for a second try. Ben White looked to be through. But it looked as if he was poleaxed by one of the Australia fullbacks. It went to the TMO, but he said absolutely not. There was no issue. It looks as if it was more a decent block rather than anything else. No arms raised or anything. So it looks as though we are about to kick things off again. It stays Scotland 10, Australia 6.
The commentary continues over on Radio 5 Sports Extra. On BBC Two right now, it's the UK Championship Snooker. Jamie Broughton.
And we're watching the former champion Mark Allen take on Jackson Page in what has been a close match so far. Allen was 2-1 up before the mid-session interval, but then Jackson Page knocked in a break of 56, so it's now 2 frames all. On the other table, Ali Carter is 3-1 up against Ryan Day. 6 is the target for a place in the last 16.
Thank you, Jamie. Half-time between Southampton and Liverpool in our first game of the afternoon here on 5 Live's Premier League Sunday. But Ipswich against Manchester United to come, and we're seeing the first smatterings of some of the Manchester United personnel and representatives enter into Portman Road and have a bit of a wander round. Ruben Amorim's debut is here, and we carry on, build up to it after the latest news here on 5 Live with Nick Hatfield.
The voice of the UK.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Thank you, Aaron. Good afternoon. North Wales police say a body has been found by officers searching for a man in his 70s who went missing in Conwy County during flooding yesterday afternoon. He'd been walking with his wife. Formal identification is yet to take place, but the family of Brian Perry have been informed. Heavy rain from Storm Bert has caused flooding in several areas of...
The weather is still deteriorating. Some areas are being evacuated at the moment.
Well, dozens of warnings for heavy rain, strong winds and possible flooding are in place for a number of other areas of the UK. Greenpeace says a climate deal to help developing countries is totally inadequate. The financial package agreed at the UN COP conference is to help cut carbon emissions and cope with the climate change. Developing countries will be receiving about £240 billion annually by 2035. Police say a man has been taken to hospital in a critical condition after a stabbing on Westminster Bridge in central London this morning. 3 people have been arrested on suspicion of attempted murder. And Lauren Laverne says she's being given the all clear after having treatment for cancer. The BBC presenter says she'll be appearing on the One Show on Tuesday after taking some time off.
The greatest underdog stories in Formula One.
And I'm going to share a story that barely seems believable.
This is about survival. Best way to become unpopular very quickly is to start winning.
You either push to the limit, or you're nothing.
Brawn, the impossible Formula One story.
We push to the limit.
Watch on BBC iPlayer. This is 5 Live Sports
with Aaron Paul.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
Yeah, this is 5 Live's Premier League Sunday. We are going to carry on talking about the football, but first, big try at Murrayfield. Connie McLaughlin.
Huge try for Scotland, Darren, and that is more like Doon van der Merwe. There's been some question marks about his form of late, but looks as though he's back to his best, in particular for his country. Finn Russell then converted, which makes it Scotland 17, Australia 6.
Connie, thank you. Commentary of that continues on 5 Sports Extra BBC Sounds. So over there, you will be able to hear Scotland versus Australia. After that, England will try to end a run of 5 consecutive defeats. They're taking on Japan at the Allianz Stadium, Twickenham. Correspondent Chris Jones will be commentating on this one. Afternoon, Chris.
Afternoon again, Aaron. Yep, it is dry but very blustery at Twickenham. What are we, an hour and 10 minutes or so until kick-off? We've seen some of the England players just go out with their headphones on, doing a bit of visualisation on this pristine Allianz Stadium turf. Paul Grace, a World Cup winner, will be alongside us in commentary. First of all, the conditions, Grace. At least it's dry, but rarely been to a Twickenham as windy as this as we've walked in.
Yeah, and different parts of the country experiencing different severities of Storm Bert. I've come down from Northampton earlier on today. The rain there was, I mean, properly heavy. There's rain forecast here about 4 o'clock, but not quite as heavy as it has been elsewhere. So the hope is, albeit very, very windy and might have an impact on the play, the rain doesn't come too soon and we can see an open game.
Yeah, you heard Aaron mention there, England have lost 5 in a row. They've got to end that rut today against the Japan side that is just
so green. These two teams met in June. England won by plenty. And if you go back a year or just over to the Rugby World Cup pool stage match these two teams played, only 5 of the 23 from Japan played that day. I know England have had a time of transition, but it's been an extreme time of transition for the Japanese. So the question to you, Grace, is there anything England can do today, given it is one of those horrible lose-lose kind of afternoons for Steve Borthwick's men? Anything England could do today to go some way towards repairing those 3 defeats we've seen in recent weekends here?
Well, in a game where you are supposed to win and to win by some distance, performance is key. The pace and the accuracy at which England play, you want to see an elevated level of simplicity in their attack caused by the fact they're doing things really well. They need to get on the front foot, stay on the front foot, be accurate, and if they don't put 40 plus past Japan, the autumn will have been a big thumbs down. But I suspect if England gets some of their shapes correct, with Furbank coming back in at fullback, their ability to move the ball across the field increases exponentially. And I'm, as an England fan, forget about being a pundit and former player at the moment. I've just got my fingers crossed. I want something good to finish this month off.
Yeah, so even though England should win this one, Aaron, fascinating to see how they go about their business. That's before we mention whether the Japan boss Eddie Jones has anything up his sleeve on his return to Twickenham. We've got all the build-up following the Scotland game on Sports Extra.
Absolutely, looking forward to it. You can catch that over on BBC Sounds. Thank you to Chris Jones and Paul Grayson. Max Verstappen secured his 4th successive Formula 1 driver's title in Las Vegas earlier. George Russell won the race with Lewis Hamilton second, but Verstappen's 5th place was enough to make him the champion again.
It is the jackpot in Las Vegas. Max Verstappen has rolled the dice and scored a hard 4 and delivered his best title yet.
Max, congratulations. You join an illustrious group of F1 drivers that have won 4 world championships. Is that what you expected at 17 years old when you first jumped into an F1 car?
Definitely not. I was just happy to be there and, dreaming of potential victories or standing on the podium, the normal things that are already very difficult to achieve. And yeah, then we just got on to that run after, of course, a tough few years where we kept trying. And then, we just hit the ground running with a new concept. And to be standing here 4-time world champion is just incredible.
It's amazing to see, and 4 in a row as well. Mentally, we know how demanding this sport is on you, but you've been able to keep your head strong. And this year has not been the easiest either, has it? It seems like it's been the most competitive year in Formula 1 we've seen for many years. How have you been able to keep your head there in the right place through this latter part of the season?
It was a very challenging season. I think also as a person, at times it's very challenging, and I had to be calm. And I think in a way, of course, I still prefer last season. I enjoyed that a lot, but I think this season definitely, again, taught me a lot of lessons that I'm very proud of how we handled it also as a team. So in a way, of course, that makes it also a very, very special and beautiful season.
Man United preview. We'll be back at St Mary's shortly for second half commentary of their game against Liverpool. After that, it's Ruben Amorim's debut as Manchester United head coach. He is in the building. We've had first sights of him strolling into Portman Road, shaking hands with some of the Ipswich dignitaries, and his squad following on up behind him. His side take on Ipswich here in Suffolk from 4:30. Alongside me, our commentary team of Alistair Bruce Bull and the former Middlesbrough and Australia goalkeeper Mark Schwarzer. Ali, first of all, because of the long build-up, there really is general interest in Manchester United, how they'll line up, how they'll play on the pitch, how they'll fare against an Ipswich side who'll be hungry.
Yeah, I mean, that is what I'm so excited about now, Aaron, because we've had almost 2 weeks, haven't we, of Ruben Amorim being the Manchester United manager, working at Old Trafford, admittedly during an international break. So in terms of working with the full squad, then he hasn't been able to do too much of that. But, we've had all the hype, the hullabaloo. I think he's presented himself and spoken absolutely brilliantly. He's been crystal clear about how his Manchester United team are going to play. And now it's very exciting. In about 15 minutes' time, we're going to get that first Amorim team sheet. We're then going to puzzle over it and try and work out how he's going to set it up. And then, obviously, once the game gets underway, we can have a proper look. I don't think we can judge him too much on this first performance because he's had so little time with the entire squad. But it's exciting.
Mark Schwarzer alongside us for the commentary. Mark, I just wonder, with all the talk around this 3-4-3, and we're led to believe that Manchester United will adopt Ruben Amorim's favoured style, does this play into Ipswich's hands? Because the players wouldn't have played it, they would have trained for a limited amount of time on the formation. Are Ipswich going to be licking their lips thinking, hey, we could have something here?
Well, I don't think they're going to get too carried away themselves, that's for sure. Kieran McKenna, I'm sure, will be well prepared. He's talked about knowing that obviously he needed to observe the way that Amorim has his teams have performed and how they've set up at Sporting Lisbon, then United, individually, what they're like, their qualities, where they can possibly hurt them. The formation could play in their favour. It's how Ipswich approach this game. If they're on the front foot, if they put them under a lot of pressure in those tight areas, playing a new formation could be their undoing. So yeah, it's one that you're excited kind of, but you know there's also potentially a real big reaction. New manager, a big bounce. A lot of these players are probably playing for their futures at Man United.
The last time Manchester United played a back three, which Ruben Amorim we think is set to do, was April 2022. Ralph Rangnick tried it at Anfield against Liverpool. They lost 4-0.
There you go, Ipswich Town, well, they are on the pitch, led up by Sam Morsey. Ali Al-Hamidi is out there, Liam Delap, well, they'll be ready and raring to go. Team news on the way. Let's head, though, into the Championship. Leeds can go top if they win at Swansea. Molly Stevens.
Swansea 0, Leeds 0. Former Swansea player Daniel James, the great chance from across for the visitors. 5 minutes played here, 0-0.
To the cricket, Henry Moran, the Women's T20 International.
Scores a level at East London. 142 for 6 is the England total. We've got 5 balls left of the game. Nat Sciver-Brunt just dismissed for 59. Sophie Eccleston on strike. The ball hits the pads. They'll run through for the leg bye. And that will signal victory for England in the first T20 International between South Africa and England at East London.
In the WSL, Chelsea now 5 points clear at the summit of the table. They beat Manchester United by a 0-0 at Kingsmeadow earlier. Now back to our Premier League action this afternoon. St Mary's, the venue, Southampton won, Liverpool won at half-time. I'll hand you back to your commentary team of Glenn Murray and first John Akers.
Thought you forgot my name then for a minute,
No,
Aaron.
never, John, never.
We go back years. Cheers, Aaron. Thank you. A big 45 minutes for both of these clubs. Bottom versus top. Liverpool with a chance to go 8 points clear, and Southampton with a chance to pick up just their 5th point of the season. If it were to stay like this at 1-1, as Liverpool are in possession, Southampton have the kick-off and go long, and Van Dijk chests it down. Liverpool kicking from right to left in their all-black kit, and Southampton in their traditional red and white stripes. Black shorts and white socks. Ball given away by Southampton for that Szoboszlai goal to make it 1-0, and then the equaliser. Really good run from Tyler Dibbling, and then the penalty missed by Armstrong, but he scored the follow-up after Kelleher had made the save. Ball forward from Liverpool. Darwin Núñez chests it down, nicked off him, and here's Joe Aribo, who's on as a first-half substitute for Adam Lallana, who looked like he picked up a muscle injury against his former club. And Liverpool have got the ball back, and they'll spray the ball out to the left-hand side. Very, very windy here as Gakpo picks up possession. Goes inside to Curtis Jones. No subs at half-time. You can just see the water spitting up off the turf as the ball rolls along it. We've had a lot of rain here on the south coast today so far, and the rain is still coming down as we speak. Not very pleasant conditions as Gakpo's in possession for Liverpool left-hand side. Cutting in on his right foot. Runs with it for about 20 yards and finds Gravenberch, Konate. Now on the right-hand side is Salah, who puts in a cross, and it's taken a flick off a Liverpool player, and it's out for a goal kick. We've got a goal at Swansea. Molly Stevens.
Yes, Swansea 1, Leeds 0. Harry Darling with a goal from a free kick. Came out of nowhere. Brilliant start for the Swans. Leeds have been on the front foot from the beginning, though. Swansea 1, Leeds 0.
Goal kick taken by Southampton. Ryan Fraser's found himself a little bit of space, and he's trying to go inside, but Curtis Jones comes across, does well. Szoboszlai finds Robertson, halfway line, left-hand side. Puts his arms out to the side to say, where's my options? Gakpo is one of those options. Surging forward. Good little run from Núñez. Salah's got some space. It comes to him on the edge of the area. It's Mo Salah who drifts it to the far post. Kept in. No one there in the penalty area as Robertson drilled in a low cross. It just flew across the 6-yard box with no one there to put it in. Liverpool on the attack then at the start of the second half. Glenn Murray is with them.
Yeah, Mo Salah there. First time he's got the ball inside the box, really in a really good position, and you wonder if he's going to try and manoeuvre it back onto his left foot. He doesn't. He plays it with the outside and he drops it into a wonderful area. and it's actually Darwin Núñez who gets dragged out. If he stays, the Liverpool player will play back into him and he'll have a tap in. But fortunately, Liverpool, Saints get it cleared.
Yeah, Robertson picks up possession for Liverpool, puts in a low cross. It's blocked and it's out for a corner for Liverpool, which is going to be taken from the left-hand side by Szoboszlai. It's going to cross right-footed. 6 in the middle here in black shirts for Liverpool. 1-1. In it comes. Good-looking delivery. Headed away. Only as far as Jones, who volleys it back in. It's a good block from Fraser. But Liverpool back in possession near the halfway line with Robertson. Now Conor Bradley on a yellow card, and so is Konate. It's with Gravenberg, midway inside the Southampton half, left-hand side. Here's Gakpo, puts in a low cross, doesn't beat the first defender, and now Southampton might get a chance to break. He's been very, very good. Paul Onuachu, the Nigerian, in the first half. And he's won his side another free kick here, and he's asking for the physios to come on, and he's making the substitute signal, Glenn Murray.
Yeah, he's got chopped down by Gakpo. They gets away from sort of, he breaks out of defence and he's carrying the ball with him. Gakpo just brings him down, just wants to stop the attack almost. There's nothing really untoward in the challenge. And as soon as he goes down, the big man makes a gesture to Russell Martin and the staff. So it does that gesture of rolling your fingers. I'm done, I want to come up, and it looks like Russell Martin is going to make that change.
And Gakpo's been booked for that challenge on Onuachu, who's still laying on the turf on his back at the moment. I don't know whether it was knee or muscle. He's pointing at his thigh.
It was almost as if it's been preempted at half-time. Don't know if he felt something in the first half, because his first thought, he didn't give himself a second, he looked right towards the bench and he went, I'm done, get me off. It was as if he was almost carrying a problem, and it looks like Cameron Archer might be getting ready.
Yeah, Cameron Archer is just taking his warm-up top off, and he's putting on the heart rate monitor, the GPS monitor. And now he's going to put his shirt over the top of that, on the top of his base layer. And while we wait, he's back on his feet, by the way, is Onuachu, but he's going to be helped off, I think, here, limping. Doesn't look good for him. So another injury for Southampton. Russell Martin looks a little perplexed down there. Cameron Archer coming on, gives us a chance to go to the rugby. And let's go to Scotland, Australia. Connie McLaughlin.
Yeah, it's still Scotland 17, Australia 6. Scotland doing a little bit of defending for the first time in a little while. Australia trying to find a way through, but Gregor Townsend just changed things up a little bit. Dylan Richardson and Rory Sutherland into the fray for Scotland. Rory Darge is getting a bit of treatment as well, but he's just back onto the field of play. Scotland 17, Australia 6.
Well, I say he's back on his feet here, Onuachu, but he's going to need a stretcher, I think, and this is worrying times, because he'd had a really decent game, hadn't he? He'd really put himself about. He'd been a real problem for Liverpool. So, yeah, we're going to see the substitution being made now. Let's go for an update then at Swansea. Molly Stevens.
Swansea 1, Leeds 0. Leeds just trying to get back on the front foot here and gain a bit more possession, but Swansea are dominating on that front at the moment after their early goal from Harry Darling. Swansea 1, Leeds 0.
Thank you, Molly. Well, he's done the old floor to walking, I need a stretcher, I don't need a stretcher shuffle. The miracle there is on Onuachu.
I actually think we find a little bit of time for Southampton to make their mind up whose substitute they were going to use, or which substitute they're going to use, and it's actually Ogowachu come on, I think, or is it Shugawara?
Yeah, it's Ogochukwu, Leslie. Ogochukwu is coming on. Cameron Archer did actually get stripped off, he's ready to go, and then they did change their mind, as you said, Glenn. And he did walk off the pitch, by the way, in the end. That's what we were referring to.
It looks like he might have just pushed Tyler Dibling just a little bit further forward.
And he's in possession now, Tyler Dibling. And he's going to fire a left-foot shot. And it's wide of Kelleher's right-hand post. It was high and wide. He's looked the real threat for Southampton in this game so far. And he just picked up a pocket of space, 25 yards out, decided to have a go on his left foot.
Yeah, every time he gets the ball, the stadium just moves towards the edge of their feet. They know something special is going to happen, and he just feeds off that energy, doesn't he?
Here come Liverpool at the other end. Good interception, though, by Harwood Bellis. who brings the ball out and then continues his run like an overlapping centre-back, and he's on the halfway line. Harwood Bellis, and Southampton have got the ball in their own penalty area, and this is where Liverpool have looked most threatening. We said at half-time, myself and Glenn Murray, and they've had to launch it this time, and maybe that was a message from Russell Martin at half-time.
Well, we did mention it a few times in the first half, and as that ball rolls back to McCarthy, he launched it right up the pitch, and he gets a cheer from his own fans. Not very often a long ball gets a cheer these days.
Virgil van Dijk's in possession. It wasn't the best rollout from McCarthy, and then the clearance from Flen Downs in the first half's not one you want to see again. He had a lot of options, but cleared it straight down the middle of the penalty area, fell to Dominic Szoboszlai, and he curled it into the far corner for 1-1. And that's how it remains. 8 minutes of the second half gone on BBC 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Play Radio 5 Live on your smart speaker as Gakpo goes down, and it's a free kick for Liverpool. It's 10 yards in from the left-hand touchline and midway inside the Southampton half, and it will be an opportunity for a cross. They might think about taking it short here with Robertson, but I think they're going to leave it to Szoboszlai to get across into the penalty area.
Yeah, it was a good chuck. We just wanted to try and get to the pace of the game, wanting to add a little bit of bite into Southampton. It gets a little bit tight to Gakpo. Gives a needless free kick away.
Taking it short. Gakpo whips it in. Far post. Anyone underneath it? I think the header was won by Kanate, but it's just a flicked header, and it's behind for a goal kick for Southampton. Try in Scotland versus Australia, Connie McLaughlin.
And the Murrayfield faithful off their seat again. Josh Bayless this time only on as a sub, and made an immediate impact. You might remember he scored a try last time out against Portugal. Scotland really laying down a marker with this performance. As it stands, Scotland 22, Australia 6.
And here Liverpool in possession, lip of the centre circle. 1-1 in the Premier League. Liverpool with a chance to go. 8 points clear at the top of the table. That's nice from Conor Bradley. Nice first touch, and then a misplaced pass. Liverpool have won it back on the right-hand side. That's a nice little 1-2 into the penalty area with Gakpo, and then Núñez deflected. Corner for Liverpool. That was better from Liverpool. They couldn't unpick the Southampton defence when they sat in the low block in the first half too often, and that time they did.
Yeah, they did. I think it was Ryan Gravenberch just nicks the ball off. Adam Armstrong drives towards the box, cuts it back to Darwin Núñez, who spins, gets a shot on target, but Harwood Bellis is nice and tight.
Two arms in the air from Andy Robertson, left-footed in-swinger, high to the middle of the goal, and that's a great claim from McCarthy, but he dropped it. Just as he landed, he dropped it. I think he got tangled up with his own defender, but Southampton have managed to clear it down the right-hand side, and that's a lovely touch from Tyler Dibbling, and Dibbling with a lovely chip pass. Armstrong could be in here for Southampton. Oh, his just first touch has let him down, but a big chance for that. And Southampton lead at St Mary's against the league leaders Liverpool. Would you believe it? Fernandes with his left foot strikes it home. Bedlam here on the south coast, and Liverpool, they're being asked questions from 1-0 up. There's 2-1 down.
What a break, what a goal, and it's all about that youngster Tyler Dibbling. He gets played up to him, he turns on a sixpence, and he can see Armstrong running through the middle. He floats into his path. Unfortunately, he can't quite get it under his control. The Liverpool defenders retreat. It looks like the strike's over, but all of a sudden it's Fernandes who bursts in the box, who rolls into his path. He cushions it left foot to Keller's right-hand side. Southampton 2, Liverpool 1. The tables have turned.
Game on. Game on. Well, this is going to be a really interesting last half an hour plus at St Mary's. What a terrific ball from Tyler Dibbling with his left foot. It was beautiful for Armstrong. You thought the moment had gone, but Armstrong's pass, as you said, Glenn, into Fernandes is beautifully weighted, and it's a brave sliding finish from Fernandes.
And as Fernandes hits that, I think it's Conor Bradley who's sliding. Of course, it actually goes through Conor Bradley's legs. which completely puts Keller off and just cushions right into the bottom corner. And now St Mary's is a hive of activity.
What have Liverpool got in response? Gakpo chips it straight into the arms of McCarthy. 2-1 Southampton lead. Let's go to Murrayfield. Try. Scotland, Australia. Connie McLaughlin.
Wow, that honestly was just brilliant, John, from Scotland. Finn Russell got the final touch with a try, but it was made in the middle of the park. Superb strength and vision by Blair Kinghorn. Scotland on fire. What a way this would be to finish the autumn test. Scotland 27, Australia 6.
Alexis McAllister and Luis Diaz being ready. They're stripped off, ready to come on for Liverpool as Arne Slot and this Liverpool squad are tested. We'll get the team news then from Portman Road. Our second 5 Live commentary, our 4:30. Should be just as interesting as this, I would have thought. Ipswich versus Manchester United. And team news comes from Alistair Bruce Ball.
The first Ruben Amorim team sheet is in. 3 changes from the 3-0 win over Leicester. Johnny Evans, Christian Eriksen, Alejandro Garnacho are in. Lisandro Martinez injured. Ugarte and Hoyland on the bench. If it is going to be a back three, then one of Dallo or Masraoui will probably be a right-sided centre-back. One of Garnacho or Amad Diallo playing as a wing-back. Bruno Fernandes. One of the two in support of the central striker, who will be Marcus Rashford. Eriksen and Casemiro in central midfield. Wes Burns comes in for Ben Johnson, the one Ipswich change. From the win at Tottenham.
Thank you, Ali. 4:30 then on 5 Live and BBC Sounds for that one, as Liverpool are in possession on the left-hand side. Level with the penalty area, trailing 2-1. It's with Gakpo, and now Robertson, and now Gakpo again dinks it in. These haven't worked all game, and they don't work again. These crosses from wide areas. Goal at Swansea, Molly Stevens.
Yeah, 1-1 here. Manus Solomon brings Leeds United level with Swansea. Former Swansea forward Dan James was one-on-one with the keeper Vigouroux. He crossed to Solomon on his left-hand side, who comfortably slotted the ball into the back of the net. 1-1.
2-1 Southampton here. Wow. Well, we weren't really expecting that turnaround, Glenn Murray, but Southampton have done so well, and Tyler Dibling's been at the heart of all of it.
Yeah, I think you've got to have a nod of the cap to the manager Russell Martin, because we thought it was going to be a like for like when Achu came off. We thought Cameron Archer would come on, but he didn't. He decided to go with someone unorthodox up front, but he's had a really good game, and every time he picks the ball up, Tyler Dibling, he looks dangerous. So he's put him up front, and all of a sudden makes a difference. And now it's about hanging on to a lead for Southampton, somewhere they've not been too often this season.
No, you're right. They got a little let off against Everton as well when they went 1-0 up. That they had a goal chalked off for offside. Everton straight after it in their 1 win of the season. So far, their 2 wins of the season could be here against both Merseyside clubs. But Liverpool have still got half an hour plus added time as Mo Salah goes down under a challenge, but no free kick, says the referee. The Liverpool fans and bench aren't happy about that. McAllister and Luis Diaz still waiting to come on, but it's Southampton who are in possession with the goal scorer, Fernandes, the 20-year-old Portuguese. He's still going here, Fernandes. Little ball towards Adam Armstrong. Out comes Kelleher. Doesn't get there. They want a free kick here, Liverpool fans, and Southampton wanted the penalty. And it's Liverpool who've got the free kick inside their own penalty area. And it's 2-1. And he's given the decision there on Armstrong going into Kelleher, I think, Glenn.
To be perfectly honest with you, I'm not sure what he's given, because as far as I can see, that's not a foul either way. It's a coming together. I'm not sure if he thinks he's pulling on Bradley. No, I can't see a foul in that phase of play. Or maybe an arm, maybe Armstrong just flicked the ball with his arm, but I couldn't really see a clear foul there. All of a sudden, Southampton, energy, they've got a little bit bite, a little bit more belief in their runs forward, in their passing. They're a bit wider, they're a bit more expansive, and they're starting to make Liverpool work.
So, Curtis Jones off, Alexis McAllister on, and Cody Gakpo off, and on comes Luis Diaz for Liverpool.
One thing I will say, 61 minutes gone here at St Mary's. We have not seen Mo Salah, and there's not many Premier League games go by without a moment.
He's had maybe one chance at the far post, a little flicked left foot volley into the chest of McCarthy in that first half from a tight angle, but nothing. He's not got in behind, he's not cut onto his left foot and bent one, he's not really had any space. Southampton have been very good in their shape, and here goes Darwin Núñez, and he's got Luis Diaz with him. Here's Luis Diaz, oh, it's behind him, and he clatters into the post. Big chance for Liverpool. Southampton breathe again.
Well, as those words were coming out of our mouth, who played that forward pass? It was Mo Salah, right onto Núñez, and he doesn't quite get it right to put his teammate in Diaz. It's just behind him, and Diaz slides agonisingly as he watches the ball roll behind him.
Brilliant from Dibbling again. Joe Aribo. Southampton pouring forward with Kyle Walker-Peters. Armstrong on the left-hand side. Dibbling playing as a centre forward at the moment, as Armstrong's in possession. Level with the 18-yard box, it's Kyle Walker-Peters. Southampton in possession, but it's just opened up a little bit, the game. There's just that little bit more space, you feel, for both sides. Southampton sat in a very low block in the first half, and they've definitely come out of that a little bit in the second, as the ball's chipped forward by Harwood Bellis, looking for Dibbling. He's going to get there, but a little nudge in the back by Canate, but not a lot in it, and it's gone out for a goal kick to Liverpool. We've got 27 minutes plus added time remaining. Southampton 2, Liverpool 1.
That was good maths, that. Really good maths.
Thanks, mate. I appreciate that.
All of a sudden, Southampton's support base has just trebled, quadrupled, however you want to put it, because Manchester City, Chelsea, Arsenal fans are all willing Southampton on here.
Here's Luis Diaz, puts in a little pass, and now here's Conor Bradley. Maybe a chance to shoot. He scuffed it, and it almost found Darwin Núñez. It's blocked though by Southampton, who come up with possession and will bring the ball away with Aribo. It's a really good game now. At times in the first half, it was Liverpool in possession and struggling to break down the Southampton block, but it's really come alive now in the second half. It was 1-1 at half-time, and now Southampton leading by 2 goals to 1, and there's a little 1-2 played there, and he didn't continue his run there. Hugo Quachu just didn't continue his run, and it's going to be Liverpool in possession after Kelleher rolls the ball out, and here's a little chip ball forward towards Mo Salah. Is this the moment? Oh, it's a brilliant goal. It's genius from Mo Salah. First time, the ball over the top, and he's just nicked it left-footed past the goalkeeper. That is magic. He's barely had a sniff all game. Cometh the hour, cometh the man. It's Mohamed Salah. It's Southampton 2, Liverpool 2.
Wow, we said he's not done anything in this game for the first 60 minutes, and right on cue, that's when he's at his most dangerous. When you think he's not a threat, he's always a threat. He times his run to perfection behind Walker-Peters, and as that ball's bounced, he just catches it before it bounces. McCarthy's running out, and it's the faintest of touches, and he dribbles. It slowly rolls into the back of the net, agonisingly. Everyone's waiting. Is it going to cross the line? Is it going to roll wide? It doesn't roll wide. It rolls into the back of the net. Mo Salah, a big say already. 2-2 here at St Mary's.
He's made that look easy, Glenn Murray. There's the block from Darwin Núñez from the McCarthy clearance. Hits him in the back. I think it went out. It is going to be a goal kick for Southampton. It's a proper atmosphere, and that corner of Liverpool fans is now up on their feet and are cheering their team on, because this is a game on now. Pouring with rain, 40-mile-an-hour winds, loads of mistakes in the game. You feel still with these conditions, and Liverpool back at 2-2. What a football match we've got for you now on 5 Live, with more live commentaries of Premier League football than anyone else.
I know Ali Bruce Ball's listening. I'd just like to send a message that I captained Mo Salah today.
I did too, Glenn. I did too. As here goes Szoboszlai. He's got a chance to cross it in low, and Harwood Bellis is there to put it out for a corner for Liverpool, and they really are. They've got their tails up now. We've got 2 players down injured near the halfway line, though, so it will go back. It's Kyle Walker-Peters and is it Gravenberg? Try at Murrayfield while they sort out this injury. Scotland, Australia. Connie McLaughlin.
A piece of magic by Australia, courtesy of none other than Harry Potter on his first Australia start, but the Wallabies are still under Scotland's spell. I'll stop them there. It's Scotland 27, Australia 13.
If you start that, Connie, the trouble is we won't be able to stop. If you start the Harry Potter references, yeah, 85058 obviously is the number for those Harry Potter references. Sounds like a super game there at Murrayfield. We'll keep you up to date with that one. And of course, still to come on 5 Live and BBC Sounds, we will bring you Ipswich versus Manchester United. Amorim's picked his first team. Alistair Bruce Ball and Mark Schwartzel will be there for you at 4:30. And in comes the left-footed in-swinging corner. Good header from Diaz and a good save. Tipping over from McCarthy. I thought he was just going to flick it on Diaz, but he went for goal. And it's a good save from the goalkeeper.
Yeah, he's going the other way. He has to use his neck muscles to flick it back. And it looks like he's got just the right trajectory to loop it back over McCarthy. He's equal to it again.
Midway through the second half, 2-2. Liverpool corner, left-hand side. In it comes from Szoboszlai. Keeper makes a mess of it, bouncing around and over the bar. And I think someone's just missed a big chance in the penalty area. It might even be Gravenberg. I'm just trying to pick it out. I couldn't see. We were unsighted. But the goalkeeper came for it and missed his punch completely. And then I think it might have been the defender's touch, was it not?
I actually think it's Gakpo.
Is it Gakpo?
McCarthy comes out, flying punch, misses everything altogether. It hits. Oh, it's Gravenberg. It is. It hits a Southampton plate and it just falls right at Gravenberg's feet. He's got to react really quickly. He just flicks a boot. Fortunately, he flicks it just over the top of the bar.
It's the Liverpool fans you can hear now in the background, and Southampton are coming forward through the middle, down the right-hand side. Dibbling is in support. Here is Dibbling, corner of the penalty area. Thinks about going for goal, fakes to shoot and dispossessed, and away goes Diaz for Liverpool. And he's got Nunez and Salah up ahead of him. He's surging into the Southampton half. Now Nunez, can he pick a pass? It's really good covering back from Ryan Fraser, I think it was. And it's gone into the arms of Alex McCarthy. And it's 2-2 on 5 Live.
It's actually nice to see that Southampton haven't lost their confidence, even though they've conceded. The game's 2-2 now. They still look confidence in possession. They're still making those forward runs. There seems to be a real belief among this squad that they get 3 points here this afternoon.
Ugo Chukwu in possession for Southampton. 5 Live from the BBC. Into the feet of Dibbling, who's been brilliant in this second half. Ugo Chukwu goes down, hits the deck, and the ball's sprayed out to the far side to Salah, and he brings it down first time. And now he is up against Jack Stevens, and he's on his left foot, and he's running with it still, Salah, but he's going away from goal, and now he puts in a cross towards Nunez, and it's headed away by Southampton. Liverpool have got possession though, midway inside the Southampton half. Here's Alexis McAllister who shoots! Oh, it was just over the angle of corner and post. Right foot from Alexis McAllister coming on as a substitute. Goal kick Southampton. Full time then at Murrayfield, Scotland, Australia. Connie.
Scotland 27, Australia 13. A slick and mature international performance from Scotland as their international autumn test comes to an end. Tries from Finn Russell, Doon van der Merwe, Josh Bayliss and Sione Tuipulotu gave Scotland what they needed. Bit of magic from the likes of Harry Potter and Noah Alisayo for the Wallabies. Wallabies didn't have much in reply though for Scotland. It finished Scotland 27, Australia 13.
Thank you very much indeed. Thanks, Connie. 2-2 here then at St Mary's. 20 minutes plus added time remaining. Mohamed Salah now 9 goals behind Thierry Henry. 8th on the all-time list. Mohamed Salah, who scored in his last 4. Best run since 2021. That's 5 in a row then for Salah, and his first against Southampton in 6 matches. So hard to do, Glenn, what he did. And I said it made it look easy, but you've got a swirling wind. Is to get there and take it on the full in the first place, and then just to get that right, so difficult to do.
Well, that's why he's one of the Premier League's greatest. You mentioned him chasing down Thierry Henry. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if he catches him.
Diaz, left foot, chance, great block. A really good block from Taylor Harwood-Bellis. Diaz, though, flies it across the corner. Bradley who strikes it. Another brilliant block. This time from Jack Stevens for Southampton, who are putting their bodies on the line in atrocious conditions as Liverpool come forward. Diaz has made a difference already. He's 20 yards from goal. Robertson puts in a left foot cross, deflected off Ryan Fraser with his arms behind his back, and it's out for a corner for Liverpool on the left-hand side. And they've looked dangerous from the last couple of these.
They have, and both teams are really going for it. The game's open, it's entertaining, and I'm sure there's going to be a few more twists in this tale.
A reminder, it's Swansea 1, Leeds 1 in the Championship, as in comes the corner, doesn't beat the first defender, as Kyle Walker-Peters heads it away and into touch and out for a throw-in to Liverpool. Level with the 18-yard box, they've taken it quickly. McAllister, Robertson is going to fire a long left foot crossfield ball, doesn't quite get it right, didn't find Mo Salah, headed away by Southampton. Gravenberg picks up the pieces, and Liverpool are back in possession with Robertson again. Now Diaz, two men around him straight away, and Kyle Walker-Peters snakes in a right boot and gets the ball clear, but Liverpool still have possession. 2-2, 18 minutes plus added time remaining. Good run from McAllister, just passed it behind Luis Diaz, and that's a good challenge, is it, from Virgil van Dijk, and he was clipped there, and it's going to be a yellow card for Adam Armstrong, the scorer of Southampton's first goal, after he missed his penalty and then scored with the rebound left-footed through Kelleher's legs. He picks up a yellow card.
Yeah, and this is in a good position here for Liverpool. There's a group of players over it. Szoboszlai, I think it's Salah as well. What can they conjure up? About 10 yards outside the area.
The last meeting between these two here at St Mary's was the end of the 22-23 season. It was 4-4. I mean, you wouldn't rule it out, would you?
3-3 maybe, but 4-4's a bit of a stretch, isn't it, John?
Oh, I'd love it if it was 4-4. They played it back afterwards. It is a stretch. 2-2. Free kick for Liverpool, and Szoboszlai looks like he's lining this up to have a go. Here he comes, Dominic Szoboszlai, and he whips it straight against the wall. It's hit Fernandez, and he's gone down in a heap in the wall. They can't stop the game. It's hit him in the chest. In comes the right-footed cross. Nunez heads towards goal, but it's looping, and it's into the arms of McCarthy, and now Fernandez will get some attention. That looked like it hurt.
Yeah, he took it right to the chest, didn't he? I don't know if he was trying to fool the referee into stopping the game, or if it actually did hurt. It's flat out on the floor right now. See a run back here. Szoboszlai can catch it, can't he? So I don't even think it hit him that much, in all honesty.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It didn't look like it made contact with him on the replay.
I noticed Howard Bellis step out towards him and wave his arm, but I think he was telling him in no uncertain terms, get up, we still defending.
Well, it is Alex McCarthy in possession after that, and he's rolled it out. Underarm to Harwood Bellis, and now Downs, who made that mistake for the first Liverpool goal, just rolled it through the middle of the penalty area to Szoboszlai, who finished brilliantly, as did Fernandez for the 2-2 goal, his first Premier League goal, as the ball's chipped forward by Bradley, but he's not aimed it towards Mo Salah, and Southampton win the header. Comes back though to Szoboszlai, who puts it against the legs of the defender, and it's a throw into Liverpool midway inside the Southampton half on the right hand side. 2-2. Quarter of an hour to go, plus added time. 5 live. Robertson. Now Diaz, who's looked sharp since he came on. He's up against Fraser. Goes round him. Dink little cross. No one there at the far post. And Salah is furious with himself because he knows he should have attacked that Mo Salah. He was absolutely fuming because it was a great little dink.
Yeah, it was a lovely little dink, and it actually ends up with Walker-Peters just chesting it out of play for another Liverpool corner. And the pressure is starting to build on Southampton. It's important for Southampton they just don't start falling deeper and deeper as this game progresses.
In comes the corner, left-footed into the penalty area for Liverpool, headed behind. It's going to be another corner for Liverpool on the far side. Robertson picks it up and jogs towards those Liverpool fans down there, and now we are going to see a double change for Southampton. We are going to see Cameron Archer now, who did think he was coming on a little bit earlier on, and Sugawara, the Japanese defender, is going to come on as well as the corner's whipped in and headed away at the near post. It's going to come back to Robertson midway inside the Southampton half. He's just going to put it back in, I think, and see what happens. Back in it comes, and it's not dealt with. And here's Diaz for Liverpool. Right foot, might fancy a shot. Decides on the little back heel to Virgil van Dijk. Now Szoboszlai thinks about a shot. 20 yards from goal. Van Dijk in the penalty area. Low cross. Szoboszlai cleared away partially. Now it's with Alexis McAllister, who rolls it out on the right-hand side. Chance to cross again here. Here's Salah. working the ball onto his left foot, running away from goal. Little dink over the top from McAllister doesn't work, and Adam Armstrong's picked up possession, challenged by Alexis McAllister. It's going to be a Southampton throw on the left-hand side, level with their own penalty area, 2-2.
And it's just a sigh of relief as that ball runs out, because it was like attack v defence there for a couple of minutes here at St Mary's.
Adam Armstrong's coming off then for Cameron Archer as the board goes up. And that is some stretching of the groin from Sugawara, who scored on international duty for Japan in the week. He's going to come on for Ryan Fraser, who's, you know, not used to playing where he's played, but he's done a decent job for Southampton.
Yeah, he's done. Just got caught one-on-one there with Diaz, didn't he? He went by him a little bit easily. I think Russell Martin must have just thought, you know what, I need fresh legs in that position there. And good to see the Southampton manager making positive changes and bringing Cameron Archer on, looking to win this game.
13 minutes plus added time remaining. This is the 40th time Top's played bottom in the Premier League, and the bottom club's only won 4 times. That's the task ahead of Southampton. The only time Liverpool, when they're top, have played bottom, they actually lost. It was to Spurs in 2008.
That's a really good stat, that. It's not irrelevant at all.
Listen, I've apologised for that at half-time, calling one of your stats irrelevant.
And it wasn't turning out not to be.
No, it's not. It's not irrelevant, you see? I'm sorry. So I've apologised on air now as well as off air as Konate strokes the ball out to the right-hand side. Robertson, I thought was Salah rather, I thought was clipped there, and the referee agrees. And it's going to be a free kick for Liverpool. Groan from the St Mary's faithful. Rain still pouring down. 12 minutes plus added time to go. Liverpool with a chance to go 8 points clear. Southampton with a chance to do their confidence no end of good at the bottom of the table, with key players missing like Ramsdale and Bednarek. Liverpool at the beginning of a week where they play Real Madrid in the Champions League and then Manchester City next weekend. Can they go into that game 8 points clear at the top of the table? Find out on 5 Live in the next 10 minutes. In comes the cross, flicks off the head of McAllister. It's come back to McAllister, but his first touch just got him. He's gone down in the penalty area, but I think way too easily. He felt a little bit of contact on his shoulder and went down. That's a good challenge from Conor Bradley. He's got the ball back for Liverpool. Level with the Southampton penalty area on the right. Gets it to Salah. Cuts in left-footed. Good play from Salah. Tries a little reverse pass. Intercepted. Gets the ball back. Twisting and turning Mo Salah. Trying to go into the penalty area. Runs into a brick wall of red and white striped shirts. And they manage to clear away. But Robertson will pick up the recycled possession. Centre of the pitch. Diaz. Midway inside the Southampton half. 2-2. 5 Live. Now it's with Bradley, 25 yards from goal on the right. Gets it to Salah, corner of the penalty area. He loves it here. Mo Salah, square ball. McAllister, Diaz with the shot. Another brave block goes in from a Southampton player. They're penned in at the moment, though, Southampton, with Liverpool driving forward with Gravenberch. Now on the right, it's Bradley, level with the Southampton penalty area. Decides to go inside. Szoboszlai's got some space. Whips in a cross. Good-looking cross and a good defensive header from Harwood Bellis. And now some good work from Dibbling. Is it going to be a throw into Liverpool? It is. He wasn't fouled. Diaz was putting in the challenge. Dibbling holds the back of his head for a moment. They've taken the throw in quickly, Liverpool. There's some real urgency about their play now, Glenn Murray.
It's wave after wave of Liverpool attack now, and it's Southampton just trying to stay resolute, trying to protect this point they've got. They just need to see this next 10 minutes out.
Right. Here's Robertson for Liverpool, midway inside the Southampton half. I've just had an interchange with a supporter there who's sat right underneath our microphones, so I'll try and be quiet. As Van Dijk's in possession. Gravenberch for Liverpool. Now Alexis McAllister. This is nice football from Liverpool. And now it's with Nunez, edge of the penalty area, rolls a pass to Robertson, he's just overhit it. Robertson's picked it up near the corner flag left-hand side, rolls it back to Van Dijk, who's a long way into the Southampton half at the moment, and so is Konate. And Southampton are in a low line of 6 across the penalty area. Konate plays it out to the right-hand side, Bradley on the overlap, has to check back inside. Now it's with Salah, left-footed, looks at a cross, in it comes towards Nunez, misses everyone and chested down, and handball shout, and penalty! Handball given against Southampton. It was the substitute running across Sugawara, and he's pointing at his chest to say, me? It was my chest. but the referee pointed straight to the spot, Sam Barrett, and Liverpool have a penalty, Glenn Murray.
Yeah, and it's Mo Salah swings and in swinging crossing, goes past Nunes. Oh, and it flicks up. It's a really awkward angle. It comes off his rib and then it rolls right down his arm. Sugawara, he has to stop it because Robertson's coming in behind him. And the referee's been really sharp here. I think he's right. This is an awful, another individual error by Southampton that gives Liverpool a penalty.
Penalty for you. Yeah, it comes off his chest, but that's an unnatural position he's in, isn't it, when it hits his arm?
Yeah, I think that's what he's trying to say. But it doesn't look like it's going to VAR. Mo Salah's put the ball on the spot, pulling his socks up. He revels in these moments, the Egyptian.
Hands on hips, Mohamed Salah. Wasn't in the game for an hour. Scored a brilliant goal. The number 11 staring at the ball. Takes 7 or 8 big steps back to the edge of the penalty area. Square with the ball. Alex McCarthy in pale green. Arms outstretched. Mohamed Salah, 8 minutes to go. Liverpool with a chance to go 8 points clear. Up he steps and scores. It's a brilliant penalty. And the shirt comes off from Mohamed Salah. He tosses it in the air and runs over to the Liverpool fans. And from 2-1 down, they're 3-2 up. And they could be going 8 points clear at the top of the Premier League.
He lives for moments like this. He stands, he takes a step to his right, he runs up and he smashes it into the top right-hand corner of the goal, wheels away, top off, thrown into the air, and jubilant celebrations in front of those travelling Liverpool supporters. That means a lot.
10th goal of the Premier League season for Mohamed Salah, who just when you needed him, for Liverpool supporters, has come out on top. And Southampton have been so brave. They've been terrific in this game. They went 2-1 up, and just a couple of individual errors, as Glenn Murray has said, has unfortunately undone them. We still have 7 minutes plus added time remaining though, and who knows in this game. They haven't looked completely solid, Liverpool, in this one. Southampton have played with confidence. Let's see what happens. Drama on 5 Live from the BBC.
The 83rd minute at Southampton at St Mary's Stadium could be integral to this Premier League title race.
Here's Tyler Dibbling, moving forward for Southampton. He's been brilliant in this game when he's been in possession, Dibbling. But he's got 3 around him. Manages to come through those 3 challenges. And that looked like a foul, but the referee's let it go. And here goes Salah. He might have been offside, but the flag stayed down. Here's Mo Salah for the hat-trick over the crossbar. Oh, Mo Salah with the best chance he's had in the game.
Yeah, he's always alert, always on the shoulder of defenders, and it's Tyler Dibbling who gets robbed. McAllister has a couple of bites. Nunes takes him out. They think it's a free kick. The referee's actually going to go and speak to Russell Martin because I think he's had a little bit of a go at the fall official because it was really manhandling Tyler Dibbling. But anyways, regardless of that, it's Mo Salah that gets off the back. He's drifting into the 18-yard box, and so often he cuts in on that left foot. Jack Stephen runs beyond him, and as he shoots, he gets well under it. He goes high and wide, very, very unlike him.
He was onside as well on the freeze frame, Mo Salah, so that would have been for his hat-trick. As the Liverpool fans are swirling their shirts above their heads, bouncing up and down like corks on the sea in the corner of St Mary's. Their team leading 3-2, 5 minutes plus added time remaining, and Russell Martin has gone into the book for something he said to the 4th official here, Darren England. Southampton in possession, deep lying possession. He's had an absolute nightmare coming on there, giving away the penalty, hasn't he, Sugawara? And Southampton have got it midway inside their own half. 5 Live from the BBC. That is the Liverpool fans you can hear. Mohamed Salah's brace has put them back in front after they went 1-0 up through Szoboszlai. Forward though comes Kyle Walker-Peters for Southampton. You get a feeling this might not be done. Walker-Peters infield to Fernandez, scorer of Southampton's 2nd goal. Ball chipped forward. Sugawara's got space here, and it comes towards Archer, who goes down under a challenge. The Southampton fans want a penalty. It's cleared away in the end by Liverpool for a throw into Southampton near the corner flag on the right. Glenn Murray.
Yeah, it's Szoboszlai who gets behind. Robbins just knocks off for a sec the Liverpool left back, who puts a lovely ball across. And I don't ever think that Cameron Archer really gets his feet sorted out, tries to put the brakes on. Kanai's big, strong, and very much within the rules of the game. No penalty.
It's going to be Sugawara with a long throw here for Southampton, who have put 6 players in the penalty area from this throw-in by the right-hand corner flag as the Liverpool fans continue to sing their hearts out. 7 players now in the penalty area for Southampton. Up he steps, swirling wind, high, hanging, flicked on. Back into the penalty area by Southampton after it was partially cleared. Jack Stevens has picked it up 25 yards from goal. Some of the crowd shouting shoot. He's got it to Carl Walker-Peters on the left-hand side with the rain driving down, and he's lost his footing on a wet pitch, and Liverpool have come up with possession. That's a beautiful little spin and turn from Salah, and he has managed to release Szoboszlai down the right-hand side, surging forward now through the middle, gets it to Luis Diaz on the left-hand side, got the overlap from, or the underlap from Robertson, put into the penalty area, and they've hit the post. And it was Mo Salah with his left foot. He's hit the base of the goalkeeper's left-hand post. He thumps the ground. That could have been his hat-trick.
Yeah, it should have been his hat-trick. He takes a little nick off a defender, it goes high into the air. He has to keep his eye on this. He hits it on the volley. Hits it into the base of the post. It goes behind McCarthy and out the other side. Very, very close to a hat-trick for Mo Salah.
Well, he should have 4 now. And he didn't look like scoring any for the first hour, but now he should have 4 with the last 2 chances he's had. It wasn't an easy chance, that, a dropping ball, but you fancy Mo Salah on that left foot from that range to put that on target. He hit the base of the goalkeeper's left-hand post, the near post, as he was looking at it. And now Liverpool back in possession with 2 minutes plus added time to go in the game. They lead by 3 goals to 2. On 5 Live still to come, Ipswich versus Manchester United. To continue your 5 Live Sunday, more Premier League commentaries than anyone else here on BBC Radio 5 Live. And don't forget, if you're out in the car when you get home, stick us on your smart speaker in the kitchen, just say play Radio 5 Live. As we're going to see another change, it's going to be Darwin Nunez to come off here for Liverpool, and it's going to be Endo coming on. Half-time in the Championship at Swansea. Molly Stevens.
Swansea 2, Leeds United 1. Incredible from Swansea after constant threat and pace from Leeds. Ronaldo lays it off to Liam Cullen, who scores his 4th Swansea goal of the season, low into the bottom left of the corner. It's Swansea 2, Leeds 1.
The referee's call of penalty, by the way, was the handball by Sugawara, checked by VAR, confirmed that he deliberately moved his arm towards the ball after it hit his chest. That's the word coming out of Stockley Park. And then dispatched by Mo Salah, 36 penalties from 43.
Well, let's not get much better than that. We're actually sat in and around the Southampton fans here, our position, and the roller coaster of emotions that we've joined them through this afternoon. It's a stressful watch for Southampton fans. Exciting, but stressful.
The noise for the second goal was real, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, and I think there's a little bit of frustration, like we say, those individual errors, but all in all, I think Southampton give a really good account of themselves against what is a team that are effectively looking like they're going to go 8 points clear of the Premier League table.
Do you want a game of how much added time? Quick, give me a number. I'll go 6. I'll go 7. How much is it?
Ultima ora. Fra tutte le banche, proprio Banca Etica ammette anche i nostri. Sono soldi sporchi.
È così e ne andiamo fieri. Li sporchiamo di terra, di farina, di acqua di mare. Succede quando finanzi chi lavora la terra sottratta alle mafie, chi porta aiuti alimentari nei territori di guerra e chi accoglie i migranti. Sporca i tuoi soldi con noi. Apri un conto in Banca Etica. Messaggio promozionale, condizioni e fogli informativi su bancaetica.it.
It's from those travelling Liverpool supporters. That long trip down south for Liverpool fans looks like it might have just been worthwhile.
Corner then, and they're going to take their time over this, Liverpool. Some of the urgency, understandably, has gone. 8 minutes of added time then, and we've had 45 seconds after the 90. Liverpool leading 3-2. In comes the left-footed in-swinging cross It's cleared away by Southampton. Szoboszlai is going to try and keep this in, as he knows it's going to go out for a throw-in to Liverpool. Midway inside the Southampton half on the left-hand side. And Russell Martin's put on a hooded jacket now. Really is quite warm here today, but obviously pretty filthy in terms of the weather. And just a bit of breaking news on 5 Live for you. Steve Cooper has parted company with Leicester City. Glenn, your reaction to that?
Well, I know it's been bandied around a little bit of late, but I must say, the place that Leicester City sitting the Premier League table, I don't know what more they expect. They seem quite comfortable. Yeah, a little bit surprised, I would say.
Southampton in possession, deep by the corner flag, right-hand side. They've played the ball forward, and Van Dijk's going to pick it up comfortably, 5 yards inside his own half, into the feet of Gravenberg. And now Robertson moving forward down the left-hand side. He's got company though, and he's had to turn away from the corner flag and finds Endo with a good little turn, could find a cross here. Endo, he's into the penalty area and he's bundled over, but I think he might have just been off balance, and Alexis McAllister is in possession by the corner flag now for Liverpool, and he's just holding the ball up. 2 minutes of the 8 added at the end of the game we've had. Is there one more chance here for Southampton? Robertson and Liverpool in possession, and Szoboszlai is going to strike one. Another brilliant block from Southampton. Only as far as Van Dijk, and now Konate. Lip of the centre circle inside the Southampton half. Bradley into the feet of Alexis McAllister. Out towards Salah, who completely misses his kick. Was trying a little first-time ball round the corner to Conor Bradley. Southampton have got possession inside their own half. And now they'll run forward through Joe Aribo. And now Dibbling on the right-hand side. Some of them look a little bit leggy now, some of these Southampton players. Have they got one last effort in them to try and find an equaliser at St Mary's? Russell Martin is out of his technical area and is pointing and gesturing to the far side. And they're going back with Southampton, and you can hear some of the Southampton fans who are getting frustrated. And apologies there if you heard a little bit of bad language, as Southampton are in possession on the halfway line with Kyle Walker-Peters. And Liverpool have just sat off them a little bit here, Glenn.
Yeah, this is Southampton's moment. Can they break this Liverpool side down? Liverpool trying to slow the game down, but this is their opportunity in possession. Just wonder they've changed Tyler Dibbling. They've put him out on this right-hand side. He was so effective in the middle. Since Karen Archer has came on, he hasn't quite had the same impetus, but they've picked up free kick. I think it was Endo on Aribo.
That's a bit of a needless foul, really, from Endo on Aribo, who's going absolutely nowhere. And now they've got a free kick midway inside the Liverpool half, on the right-hand side, with a chance to put bodies into the box and throw everyone forward. We've had 4 of the 8 added minutes. Southampton 2, Liverpool 3 on 5 Live. They were 2-1 down, Liverpool, and Mohamed Salah with 2 goals. The first, a brilliant finish, where he's just plucked a ball out of the air, first time, outside of his left foot, and beaten the on-rushing goalkeeper from the edge of the penalty area. It was a brilliant finish, and a penalty with the second. As in comes the cross from Southampton, and it's flipped towards goal, and it ripples the roof of the net, and it's behind for a Liverpool goal kick. Keller had it covered, I think.
Yeah, it was close, not close enough though. Fernandez whips it in. It's Jack Stevens that just gets a glancing header on it. Goes about 3 or 4 yards over the top of the crossbar. Keller has taken an age to get this ball back as he places it. Liverpool just managing the game. They've been in this position so many times before. The start of a huge week for Liverpool Football Club. This, the least glamorous tie with Real Madrid and Manchester City to come. But they've had to work hard here at Southampton to get in front.
5 minutes of the 8 added gone. Goal kick by Kelleher, high, spinning in the wind and the rain. And Southampton have come up with possession midway inside their half with Harwood Bellis. And now out on the right-hand side with Sugawara. And now Downs. And Liverpool have just retreated a little bit, just got a little bit deeper. And Arne Slot is actually telling Diaz just to drop in and cover the left back. And they're still in possession here. Southampton on halfway. High, swinging, crossfield ball. They're in possession with Walker-Peters. And now with Aribo. Aribo to Harwood Bellis. Midway inside the Liverpool half, Southampton in possession, trying to fashion one more chance at the end of this game.
It shows how hard it's been.
Here comes the cross. Ooh, Cameron Archer can't quite get on the end of it. For a moment it looked like he might do, Glenn Murray.
No, for a second it looked like he could have just got a touch. It just a little bit too far in front of him. The ball swung in, but it just shows how hard Liverpool have had to work for this. That Szoboszlai is the furthest player forward for them.
Plenty to talk about on 6:06 a little later. 85058, you want to drop an early message about anything you've seen so far in the Premier League today, and a reminder that Ipswich versus Manchester United on your Premier League Sunday on 5 Live still to come. There's a goal kick taken, and that's a free kick.
Foul
for Liverpool.
It's not, but...
And Russell Martin cannot believe it, and neither can Glenn Murray.
Well, he can't, it's because it's not a free kick. He's never going to win the ball, neither is the Southampton player. Diaz just touches him, throws his legs up in the air, buys a free kick off the referee, and you can see the frustration from the Southampton players. There's 3 surrounding him. He's bought that, the Liverpool man, very much so. The ball's flying out of play without any doubt, and you can see the frustration from Russell Martin down on the sideline there.
And Liverpool with a free kick from Szoboszlai, and he's going to swing a high one to Salah. That is a great knock. And here is Mohamed Salah, who brings it out of the air first time and then checks and goes back and gives the ball away, and then there's a foul on Mo Salah. That was a bit needless, and there's a yellow card been shown, and that was all a bit unnecessary, and Liverpool have a free kick.
Yeah, it was. Mohamed Salah stood on the ball, just waiting, anticipating that moment of contact, and just, as he does, just drops it off just before. I think it's Jack Stevens, gets close to him. Jack Stevens doesn't stop. He just goes right through Mo Salah. He didn't like it. I think more than anything, that's an action brought out of frustration of how this game's gone. A Southampton veteran, someone who's been in the club so long, he knows what it means, he cares. Just his anger getting the better of him there for a second.
Only 2 teams then have won 10 of 12 and not won the Premier League. And there goes the final whistle, and Liverpool have won it. They go 8 points clear at the top of the table from 2-1 down. The Egyptian king comes to their rescue again with 2 goals. The first brilliant, the second a penalty. Plenty of talking points in the game. Southampton, I thought at times, were terrific. They went 2-1 up. They were brave. They played their way, but they've been defeated once again. It was a really good second half, Glenn Murray, and Liverpool win 3-2.
It was a really good second half. First half, it was almost as if Liverpool were just waiting for that Southampton error that did come, but got back into the penalty, a very dubious penalty, right on the edge of the Liverpool penalty area. But then the second half, whoa, did that live up. It was a wonderful game of football. It was open, it was honest, it was 2 teams trying to take 3 points. But the star of the show, someone that was very quiet for the first 60 minutes, the star so many times over the years, Mo Salah jumps into action, 2 goals to put Liverpool 3-2 in front, and 8 points clear at the top of the Premier League.
It's some lead that, isn't it? Into December, 8 points.
Huge, absolutely huge. Everyone played the same amount of games as well. There's no one with games to play. It's flat out. After 12 games, Liverpool 8 points clear. I don't even think Arne Slot, when he took the job, would ever have imagined being so far ahead so early on.
Arne Slot is there with his players, high fives all around. They've just gone across to the corner to those Liverpool fans who give them a roar. Szoboszlai gave them the lead. Armstrong equalised after missing a penalty. They went into the lead with Fernandes, brilliant finish, and then Mo Salah with 2 goals in 18 second half minutes give Liverpool the win. Southampton 2, Liverpool 3.
What a start for 5 Live's Premier League Sunday, this Sunday the 24th of November, where we have back-to-back games, plus some breaking news coming out of Leicester City. They're parted company with their manager Steve Cooper. We'll react to that in a moment, but Glenn Murray, just coming back to you, that is one of those wins where at the end of the season, and people are doing their sort of review of how it went, you remember it. And if it turns out to be a pivotal 3 points in this title race, they'll remember it even more, remember how hard they worked for it.
Yeah, without any doubt. And do you know what I knew as soon as Mo Salah was on that spot? The way he reacted, the way the Liverpool fans celebrated, the top off, the movement towards the corner, the jubilous celebrations. that just shows what it really meant. They expected a much easier ride here down on the south coast in Liverpool, but they had to work really hard for this 3 points, and it showed. And like you say, it might just be a pivotal 3 points.
Glenn, you could read the headlines already, couldn't you, tomorrow morning? Liverpool struggle after international break again, but again, Arne Slot's side mean they know how to win. They grind results out when they need them.
Yeah, without doubt. Listen, this group, they're serial winners. They've fought at the top of the Premier League for many years. They've won Champions Leagues. And when you got the opportunity to bring Alexis McAllister and Diaz off the bench, I mean, that's even without the likes of Jota and Trent Alexander-Arnold. They're only going to get stronger. They're only going to develop that bond more and more with their manager. They're going to understand what he wants from them more and more. But to be 8 points clear going into December is absolutely fantastic by Liverpool Football Club. And I said at the end of commentary there, I don't even think Arne Slot would have dreamt of being that far ahead so early on in his Liverpool tenure.
5 goals, 3 big priceless points for Liverpool on the hunt for the Premier League title. Glenn Murray, John Akers, thank you for bringing the entertainment and the energy this afternoon from the South Coast. Our attention now turns to action here at Portman Road in deep Suffolk. Ipswich versus Manchester United. Both sides just out going through their final preparations. Question marks left, right and centre over Ruben Amorim and the formation he will employ this afternoon. Will it be a 3? Will it be a 4? Ali Bruce Ball will bring us more team news a little later on, and hopefully we'll establish how this Manchester United side is going to play. But we're going to hone in now on this story developing at the King Power Stadium in Leicester. Steve Cooper has been sacked by Leicester City after just 5 months in charge. Mark Schwarzer, former Foxes goalkeeper, is alongside us. Mark, 15 games, winless in their last 5. I mean, wow, are you surprised? The entire coaching staff has gone as well.
I am a little bit surprised. I have to say, Leicester's not known for a club that will kind of sack managers quite, I think, quickly. I don't think they're panic. Some people would actually say that they probably at times held on too long with managers. That is definitely, for me, a real surprise to see Steve Cooper go. I mean, you did hear after the last couple of games that, you know, he was pointing his finger quite often at the officials for results, decisions that went against Leicester that possibly had cost them. Yeah, it's a really, really interesting one and surprising one. I mean, he's 12 games in, he's got 10 points. You know, they've had 2 tough fixtures, Chelsea, Man United away, and I think they're the ones that you kind of look at and go, well, Manchester United at a time when they were probably one of their lowest points this season after the defeat against West Ham and numerous other defeats along the way, losing their manager. Then Van Nistelrooy took over and did a very, very good job in steadying the ship. 3 wins, 1 draw in that time when he was in charge. David Moyes, I think he's had a phenomenal career. I think he's very, at times, underrated, underappreciated at times, and I think he's done a really, really good job and had a fantastic career. Would that be the right decision for Leicester City? Only they will know. Me personally, like I said before, I think the first sort of the line you would look at is someone like Graham Potter. I think the style of football they've been playing of recent time would really suit Graham Potter as well, and I think he'd have every opportunity to really develop a very good side there.
Mark, thank you for the moment. So just bring that news once again. Leicester City Football Club have sacked Steve Cooper. Alan Tate, first team coach, and analyst Steve Rance have also left the club. Your opportunity to have your say this evening. Give 606 a call tonight from 6:30 after the conclusion of this game here at Portman Road. 08085 909 693, the number to call for you to speak to Chris Sutton and Robbie Savage. In other sporting stories this afternoon, Max Verstappen secured his 4th Formula 1 driver's title in Las Vegas earlier. George Russell won the race. Lewis Hamilton came second, but Verstappen's 5th place finish was enough to make him champion again. In rugby union, Scotland have beaten Australia 27 points to 13 at Murrayfield to end their autumn series with a win. Coming up on 5 Sports Extra, though, it is England against Japan kicking off at 4:10, and James Burridge is at Twickenham for us.
Well, England head coach Steve Borthwick is asking for an 80-minute performance against Japan. There have been big questions over his side's identity, their fitness, their leadership, their defence. They are expected to win today and win comfortably in what has been a turbulent autumn. Borthwick's made 2 changes to England's starting 15. George Furbank back at full-back. Tom Curry returns from concussion and starts on the flank. We're minutes from kicking off here in the rain at Twickenham.
Eddie Jones' return is live for you on Radio 5 Sports Extra. That kicks off in a minute or so's time. England's women, meanwhile, have beaten South Africa in the first of 3 T20 internationals. Nat Sciver-Brunt's half-century led England to a 4-wicket win over a depleted South Africa side. In the WSL, Chelsea extended their lead at the summit of the table to 5 points after beating Manchester United by a goal to nil. In snooker, the last 32 action is continuing at the UK Championship in York. Jackson Page leads the former champion Mark Allen.